Peace fam, it's your girl Zha-May coming at you today. Well, I'm coming at you guys today, with a heavy heart, man. I know most of you guys have heard about what was going on out in Las Vegas with the mass shooting out there. As of the last report that I heard today, we're looking at least 50 people dead and a minimum of about 500 that were injured. There's a few things that's really on my mind and concern to this topic. One, we really have to be vigilant and aware of where we're at all times. Unfortunately, we're in a day and age where things like this are becoming commonplace, and we can't get comfortable with, our surroundings. We really have to pay attention to what's going on. Not to say that this man who committed this atrocious act displayed any type of precursors to his behavior, but there could have been red flags that just weren't caught. Anytime you're at an outside surrounding area, when you're with a lot of people, you're a potential target. And so there's things that you can do to protect yourself, to make sure that if you do find yourself in such a situation, that you can be as safe as possible and you can protect yourself and protect your loved ones. The first thing that you want to do when in those situations is run if you can. If you can run. If you can hide. If you can't do either one, fight. That's what I was told. Run, hide, fight. So those are the steps that you want to take to protect yourself. Now, everybody has in their mind, if you close your eyes and I said, what does a terrorist look like? Everyone closes their eyes and they're going to see a depiction of what a terrorist is to them. But I want you to know that just because this is what's been put in front of you, that doesn't always mean that that's the case. A terrorist can be anybody. It could be any age. It could be any sex. It can be any gender. It could be any race. And so when I say that you need to be aware of your surroundings, I mean just that. You don't want to target people and make assumptions about people, about who is capable of doing this, because you don't know that. And so you really just want to watch your surroundings around everyone. We're getting to a time right now where, like, I'm hearing people saying, I'm not going to Vegas anymore, or I'm not doing this, or I'm not doing that. This can happen anywhere, people. That's what I really want for you guys to understand, that this can happen anywhere, at any time, to any one of us. And so you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to be conscious as to what's going on around you at all times. You have to report when things look suspicious. Better to be safe than sorry. I personally am an advocate for firearms. Probably not the right video for this, but to protect yourself, I'm absolutely an advocate. And so to do things like what was done in Vegas and all of these other places, absolutely not an advocate for that. That's not what firearms are supposed to be for. They're supposed to be to protect yourself, your family, and your property, not to kill people unnecessarily, not to assault people, not to terrorize people. That's not what they're for. Unfortunately, you have people who use, guns for that purpose, but that's not what their intended purpose is for. So I want to pass on to you all really about that. Tensions are really, really high right now. We don't know what this suspected person's motive was for doing this. But in a world where, there's no tolerance, where race relations are at an all-time, high right now, or at least they're presented to be, where tensions are high, guys, just take a few minutes really to cut the TV off, go outside, get to know your neighbor. I don't care if they're white, black, Mexican, Asian, from the Middle East. It doesn't matter. From the far west, it doesn't matter. Go out and get to know your neighbors. Quash your stereotypes about one another, because fear And intolerance is generally what creates these types of situations where you have people who feel like they have some type of God complex, like they have the right to take other people's lives. No one has that right. You always have the right to protect yourself, but to do senseless and meaningless things like this, and then not even have like any type of motive or anything like that, it's just completely and totally unacceptable. And we really need to be vigilant and watch out for one another during these times. The best way to get rid of your fear is to confront your fears. So if you have a fear of people, and you have a fear of people who are different than you, then you need to confront those fears, because a lot of times when you confront those fears, you find out that what you